So this video is a bit late, but I've had some family members and acquaintances and just, I guess, coworkers just ask me why did I move out when my parents weren't charging me rent or an absurd amount of money to pay for bills. And I've listed up some reasons as to why I personally moved, and I found it best for me to move because of these certain things, or I'm just explaining how and why or what I did in order to move out. And this video is just going to be going down one by one of why I did that or how did I do that and stuff like that. So let's just discuss this first point is like, so if it felt like I was just not progressing at all as a person whenever I were staying at my parents' house. And I know a lot of people, they always advise other people to be like, they always advise other people to stay at their parents' house as long as they want, but financially that will be helping them out by a lot because let's say $1,000 of rent is always going to be way more than $0 at rent because you're living rent free with your parents if your parents are nice enough for that. And granted, maybe I paid some bills, but it wasn't as enough or as much as compared to actually moving out and paying my own bills and selling up utilities and stuff like that. But that's point number one is yeah, just not feeling like I'm progressing enough. It goes with everything, just my mentality. Like I need to get out of here just because I feel like I'm just stuck in the same place over and over again. Sometimes change is good, and sometimes it could be bad. But right now, moving out, it's pretty much one of the best decisions I've ever made, and I've I would say I kind of if there was anything I would repeat, it's that I just need to save a bit more money, but I think I did a pretty smooth transition from moving out of my parents' house. I'm a first time mover or a first time renter. It's my first time moving out, so I didn't really know much about it, but I'd say I had a pretty smooth transition with just setting up utilities and actually renting the place. But that's point number one, and point number two is just everything pretty much like equates, but it's just feeling too comfortable at home. Like, oh, I could be like lazy, I guess, or less productive because I hate to admit this, but whenever I was at my parents' house, I was kind of a more lazier person because my parents, they don't mind like washing dishes and stuff like that. And granted, I'm not saying I'm like, oh, I never do any of these chores or I never do anything in the house besides waste electricity or waste water, stuff like that. But I just felt like I was too comfortable being at home and I needed a change in life. And that was moving out because changing things up in your life, you can change up so many things in life, such as like start new hobbies, things like that. Start new hobbies, just spending money like somewhere else, I guess. So that's number two. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll through here. I don't know why it just closed on me, but yeah, feeling too comfortable at home, I just wasn't as productive as I am compared to now. Now I'm actually making videos and actually getting the chance to schedule and post them without any interruptions of my Wi-Fi. The only interruptions I had here was whenever I was not my Wi-Fi wasn't set up here, but now I have fiber internet and it's I upload videos so quick compared to how it used to be. So you're probably gonna see this video like a week and a half later from when I'm recording this, but yeah. And point number three is just I guess this kind of sounds weird, but everyone always just has this saying or everyone says this stuff. It's like, oh, I want to discover myself, and it sounds really corny, but in this case, it's kind of the point. It's like I want to be my own person. At least for me, my parents are more traditional, so it's always about the family reputation. And maybe I did like violate that type of, I guess, their mindset of that. But I want to be my own person and I want to be known as this person. I don't want to be known as, oh, it's my dad's, oh, this person's son or this person's cousin. I want to be known as my own person. And granted, I understand that you have to like engage in conversations and I guess just make a statement about yourself to I guess my relatives or friends and family. Basically, anyone who calls me or refers me as, oh, it's this guy's cousin, this guy's yada yada. But setting boundaries and like saying like I'm gonna be my own person, you know, I guess basically telling my parents like I'm not a little kid anymore, and I'm sure like 10 years down the line or like 20 years down the line, I'll look back at this video and be like, what were you thinking, Lucky? Like you were not a full grown adult, and I understand that I'm still developing because I'm only 20 years old, but just realizing that you know I could make my own decisions now. I don't need other people's help in life. You know, if I want this thing, I'm gonna go and chase it now. I'm not gonna wait for the green light and be like, oh, you could do this now, because I feel like I know I'm more financially responsible than I used to be, and that's exactly why I'm in this situation right now, which is great, because I pay rent cheap because I split with roommates that happens to be great friends of mine, and I generally just love I guess my phase right now or the life I'm in right now, just because everything feels so comfortable and just smooth, a bit too smooth. You know, some things happen here and there, but it's just been really smooth lately. So that's point number three. Is yeah, that's point number three, and point number four is really just discussing the benefits of moving out in general. Because for me, I couldn't really record inside my room because I shared a room with my brother, and I know it could be used as an excuse. Because I know other content creators, they may be like, you can just record while he's in it, like who cares? But I guess I can't. At least for me, I can't really talk in front of other people watching me, but I can talk in front of this camera just normally. I don't know why I'm like that, but that's one of the benefits. And another benefit is just not having. I mean, I didn't really have a curfew back then, but just actually like being able to talk or speak my mind in front of a camera or just do like what I want without having to tell my parents as much. You know, if I'm gonna go on a trip or something like that, which I do plan on going to pretty in like the next 2 months, but I don't really have to tell my family or something like, hey, I'm gonna be gone from this time to like, let's say like 4 p.m. to like 9 p.m., which is kind of ridiculous because I sleep at 9 now, but I used to sleep at 8, but yeah, which is kind of ridiculous because, you know, grown ass man, by the way, I'm 20, I should probably be doing that stuff myself, but just having the freedom, really, I think it's worth it to be honest. I don't pay much on rent. I only pay 500. So the way my bills are set up right now, it's like one check is like 500 straight to rent. I try and pay my rent at the start of the month. I know I can't get it every single time, but I just get it done. And I recently just got a dollar raise. I didn't find out till literally just like 50, let's say an hour ago. I didn't find out until I looked at my pay stub and it said, oh, you went from $17 an hour to $18 an hour. And I didn't even know that, but I'm kind of happy about that. Just knowing that I got a dollar raise without even like begging or asking for a raise, which is really nice. But back to the video, it's just I have my bill set up like 500, and my first full month of electricity was only $110, which is kind of surprising because I live in a townhome, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and I'd say we're decently chronically online. So if anything, I'm the most online just because I post on social media so much, or not even social media, just YouTube alone, which is considered social media. But those are basically just my 4 points or what I discussed as to like how or what I did. I guess not really, but video title, just I moved out. That's just what it is. Point one, I'm gonna go recap. Just not feeling like I'm progressing enough as a person. Like, if you stay at one place for so long, you're never gonna grow, I guess. You're always gonna be at stage one or whatever. If you move out, you know, stage two, like get your own house, pay it off. I guess get your own house. Stage three, paying it off. Stage four, you know, moving to another place. Stage five, yada yada yada. But that's point number one. Point number two is just being too comfortable at home. I'm not saying it's a con to like, oh, I have loving parents. Like, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying like I can feel myself like, oh, I'm like, why I'm slacking so much just because I know that they would do it right after I did it. Like, it's like, I guess if you have like a trash man at your job or like in school, let's say like in school, you sometimes, some students are lazy and they just throw their pencil everywhere, something like that. I always see pencil in the hallways and they never care about it because they know someone else is gonna pick it up. And sometimes it is a student that picks it up because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't shop for any mechanical pencils. It sounds nasty, but I swear, just just picking up pencils after I guess it got dropped, and it's really normal, I guess. But if it's not students, it's usually the janitors because it's their job. They're supposed to pick up stuff after us. But I guess I had this mentality, or I recognized that I was thinking like that, like, oh, if I don't do this, my parents are gonna do this anyway, or my siblings are gonna help me wash the dishes anyways, even though it's like, even though I should do it. And number three is I want to be my own person, like I said, and just taking a step further, or I guess not really distancing myself as much as I guess others or other people do, but yeah, being my own person and not shadowing over others or not having people shadow me. Like, I don't have to ask for permission to do this certain thing anymore. I can just go and do it if I want to. If I want this, I'm gonna go get it. But I understand it can be harmful, but in my case, I understand like I understand what's good and what's bad with like purchases and stuff like that. And point number four is just listing all the benefits about me, or not about me, but why I decided to move out and why it was a benefit to move out. But those are my 4 points. Listen to this video. I discussed them all, and that's all I have for today's video, guys. Thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Bye.